The lowliest of the outcasts with the most wretched stains comes in humility to anoint the one who gave her a second chance. In his hand her life takes and gives her an unashamed stance. He died for and in our shame, and through his blood makes us whole again. He lived and worked beside the man of sorrows, but gave the prince of darkness his tomorrows, allowed his heart to stray and twist and wither, too far gone, convinced there was never hope for him. He died an unrepentant sinner on an old tree limb. Daily they taught the people of the man who would come to save, from oppression and the awaited freedom he would give. They sentenced the one who died for them to a cruel grave. Today they are still waiting for the Messiah who should save. Peter manifested pride when he refused to let his dirty feet be washed. Said, "Lord, unto death I'll follow you unabashed." He cowered as the rooster crowed, and the master's tear-filled eyes met his own. Later he was forgiven, marveling at the unrelenting love he had been shown. Pilate, the one with fear of men and pliable as grass, he washed his hands of the whole affair and gave in to the mass. Water will not clean his hands of such a cowardly ruse, only the blood of the overcoming, risen King of Jews. Simon took up Jesus' cross with a willing heart and mind, an example of how we should love our neighbor and be kind. To him it was a simple act of helping a struggling man sentenced to death. He showed us how to carry crosses, to love God and neighbor till our final breath. Beloved by the Master, one of the three, despite that in his fear he had to flee, returned to see the Son of God in utter shame. They cowered in a sheltered room in despair when the scarred Son of God came to them there. Imagine hearing the massive truth you just have spoken, sentenced to death the man whose heart you just have broken. Imagine uttering these words several hours too late. Truly and surely this man was the Son of God. Rocks had to split for men to realize that they were flawed. They watched the man they knew as Son of God die. They saw him brought down low and wanted to lift him high, anointed him and laid him in a cold, dark, hopeless tomb. He, however, emerged from death and saved us from impending doom. The Lion of Judah, so strong and silent, stands alone in bloodied raiment, despised and feared by those he came to save. He loved with all the love a God can give. With the outcasts ate and with peasants lived. The Lion of Judah, sentenced to death, defined by shame. He forgave his foes, resigned to the will of Elohim. Conquering death, he raged through hell a roaring lion. The ultimate sacrifice he made for his own. The Lion of Judah, forever risen, eternal fear and death